Hey there, everybody. This is Mike with Soundstage EDU, and I'm about to run out the door and head to the airport to head to Chicago, but I felt like I needed to record this real quick. I mean, I have other things recorded and ready for you guys for while I'm out of town, but I really felt like I needed to sit down, take a moment, and just really put this out there. And I want you to understand that this just goes in line with all of our governance intelligence that we've been talking about lately. And this has to do with a little more than just the governance in our booster boards. This has to do with our governance in general of all the things that we oversee. And I want to talk about the kids. And I want to talk about emerging technologies because they're affecting them. And our attitude, our posture around them is going to very directly shape our kids. And it's simple. It's this. If we teach our kids to fear artificial intelligence, they're either going to reject it or they're going to use it recklessly in secret. And you know our kids are all capable of that. They love to, drag their devices into the room and use them under the covers when we think they're asleep. I only say that because I see those types of things happening around me and with kids that I know. But if we teach them to use it responsibly, we're teaching them governance, self-governance. And like I mentioned, governance intelligence isn't just about bylaws and quorum and budgets and motions and Robert's Rules of Order. It's about modeling how power, tools, and influence are used. And that word influence is used a lot around our kids these days. It's part of their everyday vocabulary. Influencers. Influencing. Remember when we had celebrities and those were the people that really mattered? Now our kids have influencers and they all exist in this little microcosm. And there's more of them and they seem to have more power. And I even had a discussion with my kid the other day about what an influencer actually is. And is an influencer really an elevated person, or is that just something that we prop up in our own mind? It's a very interesting conversation. But look, AI, artificial intelligence, is not going away. It's not a fad. It's not a phase. It's going into their classrooms, their internships, their creative tools, their leadership spaces, their workplaces. So the question isn't, should we allow it? I don't think we can control that anymore. The question is, are we teaching them how to govern it? Governance intelligence at its core is not control. It's structure. It's understanding authority and responsibility. It's knowing where decisions live. It's applying ethical guardrails before something breaks. It's protecting mission and protecting people at the same time. Responsible AI is governance intelligence in real time. If a booster board uses AI to draft bylaws without review, that's not governance. If a student uses AI to write an essay without understanding the content, that's not learning. If a director uses AI to solve a conflict without context, that's not leadership. AI is a tool. Governance is the discipline, and discipline is taught by example. Our kids are watching how we use technology. We all know that. They watch everything we do, not what we say about it, how we use it. And if we panic about artificial intelligence, if we share fear-based takes without context, if we repost dramatic headlines without verification, because believe me, they're watching, we teach reactivity. If we say this thing is dangerous, nobody should use it, but then we secretly use it to draft an email or brainstorm ideas, we're teaching inconsistency. But if we vet sources, if we use AI to brainstorm but not to abdicate thinking, if we cite it, if we disclose it, if we refine it in our own voice, we teach literacy. And literacy is always more powerful than enforcement. You've heard me say this before in governance spaces. Enforcement without literacy creates resentment. It doesn't build understanding. It builds compliance until someone gets tired. The same principle applies here. We didn't ban calculators to teach math. We taught number sense first. We taught them that you need to understand how this process works before you start to use a calculator. And in this case, AI is the calculator of cognition. The question isn't whether it exists. The question is whether we're teaching number sense in the age of it. Does that make sense? Now, here's the harder layer. Corporate boards overseeing billions of dollars are building AI governance frameworks. You've heard me talk about that in a previous episode. They're not banning it. They're training for it. They're building policy around it. They're creating disclosure structures. They're defining where AI can inform discussion and where it cannot make decisions. They're governing it. So why would booster boards, overseeing hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, pretend it didn't exist? Why would parents raising kids who will work inside of AI integrated environments avoid modeling responsible usage? Avoidance here is not the strategy. Reaction is not governance. Silence is not literacy. Responsible adoption is leadership, and leadership requires structure. So let's bring this back home. I'm running short on time. Your kids don't need you to fear AI for them. They need you to demonstrate boundaries within it. They need to hear you say, I used AI to outline this, but I rewrote it in my own voice. I used it to brainstorm fundraising ideas, but our board vetted them. I used it to research options, but we verified the sources. Oh my goodness. Always verify your sources here, guys. Did you know that artificial intelligence hallucinates? I mean, you've heard that term before, but have you ever seen it in action? A lot of people haven't. But here's what I mean by verifying your sources. It will give you citations if you ask it to research something. You need to click on all of those sources that it's citing. Because I've known others who've seen, my father's a research physician, okay? And he uses it for deep research, which it does very well. But he's checked sources on citations that didn't exist. I also heard a story about this that was in the insurance space where they were vetting AI and they asked it a question and it provided sources, like verified governmental sources where, I mean, they looked verified, right? It provided citations to government websites where the information was drawn. And when this individual clicked on that citation, they got a 404 error. It didn't exist. It made it up. It hallucinated it. So when I say, vet your research that it's doing for you, that is governance intelligence. We don't let AI make decisions. We let it inform discussion. We don't surrender thinking here. We sharpen it. We don't outsource responsibility. We maintain it. That's the example. And the example is the curriculum, whether we mean it to be or not. We're not raising kids for the world that we grew up in. We need to understand that. We're raising them for the world that is forming right now. Governance intelligence is not anti-AI. It's pro-responsibility, pro-structure, pro-literacy. It says tools are powerful, and power requires discipline. And your discipline requires modeling. If we model responsible use, we don't just protect our programs. We don't just protect our boards. We don't just protect our nonprofits. We teach our kids, we teach our students how to lead in the age that they are walking into. And that's not fear. That's leadership. This has been Mike with Soundstage EDU. Please follow the show. Send us an email. Send us your questions. We're going to take this conversation as far as this conversation needs to go. You guys have a great day. Be safe out there and be responsible.